feel something so sweet in the thick midsummer heat, swallowed out by the undertow, washed up right onto the shore. Tide came in like the sea and washed all over me.
Hello.
We're not holding back any hesitancy we had. To the fast lane we'll lose track. I hope you won't crash. Second gear into hold-tight drive. Second gear into. Second gear into.
Hello. Hello, Gaines. All good. 1 second. Let me just get myself set up real quick. Okay. Yep. Hello, Gaines. Yeah. All good. All good. Don't have any stamina on my main monk. I'll show that real quick. Well, don't have very much. I have 39 hours and 42 minutes, so I want to regen another 10 minutes or so, maybe, while playing on the on the low-level monk. And then once we've regenerated a little bit of stamina, I'd like to go burn a boost on my main monk. So that's the plan for the next hour and a half or so. Yeah, overall it's going pretty well. I've started my new project at work. It's pretty slow going for the time being, but I'm sure it's going to pick up in a week or two. Well, next week I've got off, but the week after that, when I get back, it'll probably pick up a lot more. But I'll see. Otherwise, all good. All good. Yeah, looking forward to the rapid respawn this weekend. How are you? Tell me, I'm an EK 470. Which should I buy first? Some best in slot items or third prey slot? I already have a sword best in slot. Well, the third prey slot is a lot cheaper, right? It's only what, 20-ish KK, 25 KK. I would get the third prey slot. The sooner you get that, the sooner it starts paying for itself. You get like one extra free reroll every day, right? It's nice. All right, we're going to try and hit level 35 here. See how busy it is. It looks pretty busy. We do have a daily boost today for 70 minutes. For 30 minutes, sorry. Hello. Hello, Grove. Any thoughts on what you're going to test at 500 plus? I would need to refer to Tibia Pal, because that's where I kept it updated. I have some sort of ideas, but I think it's the 600 that I'm really waiting on right now. You know, you get the Sanguine Claw, and that's going to open quite a few places. I'm not sure that level 500 opens up all that much. I remember that I definitely wanted to do the Girtabilus at level 500. I felt it was a little bit too hard on level 400. So we're definitely going to be doing that. Other than that, what? We get the new legs, right? Which give us some... Are you streaming on Twitch too? Yes, come on over to Twitch. It's easier to reach me. I can read easier on Twitch, Pedro. We get the Sanguine legs, trousers, whatever they called, I don't remember. And they give like, I think they have built-in energy protection. So So that's going to make places like Falcons easier. Where else is the energy good for solo hunting around that level? What could those legs possibly open in terms of respawns? Energy library? I think it might be too soon. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to test all that much more, you know, at on level 500. It's just generally all the spots will be getting better and better. Like even now, every day, you know, I pick up a few levels and I go hunting and I just feel a lot stronger and a lot of respawns. Like I went to Winter Court today and I did 1.6 KK profit in an hour. And it's just getting better and better like everywhere. So yeah. Steady gains. Exactly, steady gains. You know, I'm not team hunting or anything. I'm not like going insane or, you know, just hunting Nagas every day and stuff. I'm just steadily playing every single day. I'm, you know, getting my levels. Making sure not to skip green stamina. And yeah, chugging along. It's going well. I'm not anticipating stopping anytime soon. Although there will be a Path of Exile League coming out just over a week from now, which will take a little bit of my time, but I'll still probably burn my green stamina. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Path of Exile League as well, so definitely play a bit of that. Hopefully not too much impact on the Monk overall though. Probably won't have much time left for characters like this though when I play Path of Exile a bit more. Hello, Papa Americano. Hello. Yeah, if anyone's still joining us, the plan today is to start off with this guy as I'm regenerating a little tiny bit more stamina on my main monk. And then we're going to go and relog onto the main monk and hunt for and burn an hour boost there at the Deathlings because I want to finish the Bestiary there. I've got like 150 spell singers left. And it's very good. It's a very good respawn. Now I'm doing over 6 KK raw at Deathlings at this point now with just one charm. I peaked at about 6.3 KK raw at Deathlings, which is insane because it's not really such a great respawn historically speaking, but the monk can do pretty crazy things there. Yeah, I haven't streamed much Path of Exile in the past, but maybe we will. I mean, the thing is that I haven't played Path of Exile in a little while, so if I do stream it, my quality, my skill, let's say, is going to be not great. I don't love streaming stuff I suck at, but we'll see. Maybe we'll stream some. Maybe not League Start. You know, on League Start, I do like to try and be a little bit more efficient. But maybe the next day, once I've sort of been mapped, maybe I'll stream a bit of that. We'll see. Can you do above 6 in your RP 500? Don't think so, right? In Deathlings? Oh, definitely not in Deathlings. In Deathlings, I was in like 4.5 or something. No, Paladin's not great for Deathlings, to be honest. Where big monkey gameplay? It's gonna be about half an hour. I've got a boost on this guy, the reward shrine boost, so I want to use it up, and I'm regenerating a bit of stamina on the big monk, so we'll go on the big monk in about 30 minutes. You've seen 5-8 on Winter Court yesterday, was it with Kamas? No, Winter Court is with Cobra BO, which is why Winter Court is going to scale even harder once we get the Sanguine Claw. I really think that the Sanguine Claw visit to Winter Court is going to be very, very fun. I'm anticipating a zero supply hunt at Winter Court when I have this Sanguine Claw. When I went there today with the Cobra BO at level 450, I used 150 potions in 1 hour. So by the time I'm level 600 with the Sanguine Claw, and I have an ice imbuement, which I didn't today, I almost certainly will be able to do a zero supply hunt at Winter Court. And Winter Court is around 2 KK loot per hour, so about 2 KK profit per hour at level 600 at Winter Court. Definitely achievable in my opinion. Yeah, the Kamas energy is not great for
Ja
Wintercore.
bomrze, a ty chuju bomrze. Kurwa, bober.
Well, the energy is not good, not great, right? Because both Arachnophobicus and Thanacercises have 50% strength or resistance to energy, so you're not doing very much damage to them
Ja
with the
bomrze,
Kamas.
a ty chuju bomrze. Kurwa, bober.
Monk is much harder, bro. Yeah. It's harder to play, but has much more power. Recently, I started playing Tibia and chose Sorcerer, level 93. After dying more than 25 times, I decided to make a Monk. Do you think there's a reasonable choice, or should I stick with the Sorcerer? Well, mages are generally considered to be the hardest to play vocations, and with the lowest health pool and easiest to die. So if the deaths is what's discouraging you, then yeah, I think switching to the Monk is a good idea. And the Monk is probably the strongest vocation in the game right now, so yeah, you should probably have a good time. No, the Monk is not that hard. It's quite demanding to play at a higher level if you want to play optimally, but it's definitely, I still think it's easier than a mage. I got the Death Roy at the level 230 armor. It has only one slot. What would be the uses for it? Well, I personally don't think there's that many uses for it, which is why I didn't buy it. I don't have it on my main monk. I never did see a use for it. Like, it's fine, but it's not really that useful without it. It should have the second imbue slot in my opinion. It would be fine. Or it should have a bit of physical protection. As it is, I didn't really use the Death Roy. If I would only use the Death Roy if you have absolutely no access to the Nagatanko. The Nagatanko or thank you for the raid, Jeff Panda. If you can't get the Nagatanko or the Stoic X robe is when you go for the Death Roy. What you use at 230 Dwarven armor? Depending. It was between Dwarven armor and between Gnomish Cuirass. If I was doing something really easy, I would use the Gnomish Cuirass for the extra fist it provides. If I was something hard, like say Asura Palace or Asura Mirror, or that kind of difficulty places, I would have used the Dwarven armor with an imbuement like Death or Fire imbuement. Hard to die as a monk unless you fuck up? It is possible. You sometimes feel a little bit too powerful as a monk, and you overlore, and then yeah, you die because it's your fault. I suppose that's fair. If you go too hard, like I did at Buried Cathedral that one time, or if you wave the walls like I did that one time in Suramira, it happens. Hello, Rich. All good. Just regenerating some stamina on the main monk. But we'll switch to it in about 20 minutes or so. If you had to choose, which one would you pick at 250? Cobra Bio or Moonspade? Which one opens more spots? Yeah, it's a good point with the Inferniarch Claw, right? Like, if I wanted to PG, if I only wanted to PG, I think I'm going to go up on that level, It looks like it's full respawn there, no one's hunting there. Maybe I'll go there. Let's see. If I was... where was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, if I was like really bothered about PG, if I was racing for like top 1, I'd go for the Moon Mirror because the Moon Spade, because you want to use this. You're going to use the spade at the Asura Mirror, which is the best EXP spot in that level range. So if you're like want to race, you want to rush, probably get the Moon Spade. But as you correctly said, you can quite easily upgrade that to the Inferniac Claw fairly cheaply by the time you level 300. Whereas the Cobra BO remains the go-to earth weapon for another 350 levels. So if you're not like super bothered about rushing, yeah, maybe it does make more sense to pick up the Cobra BO and just hunt with that for the 50 levels. You know, you've got the Were Tigers, you've got the Warzone 5, you've got Winter Court, Summer Court, you've got a few places where you can use it. None of those are as good as Asura Mirror, which obviously you would use Moon Spade for, but they're all still pretty good. So yeah, Spade over Lion Claw, yeah, in my opinion, yeah. Mighty Drachiku. New monk, why? Oh, just because there's only so much stamina really that I have on my main one. We're only playing here because I'm out of stamina on the main one, or rather I want to burn a boost and I have like 40 minutes of stamina, so I want to see if I can get that as close to 1 hour to actually make use of the boost scaling with stamina if possible. Don't worry, we're not giving up the main monk. That's still the top priority. Tier 2 Drachiku. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I think there's actually nobody else here, so maybe we can just stick to this little section of mutated humans, and we don't have to go on this on the +1. Did you play OTs did you play you're attached to real Tibia? I mean, obviously I've played some OTs over the years, but I don't think I've ever really committed like terribly much to an OT. You know, they always have like an expiration date, right? None of them really last all that long in my experience, so it seems like a bit of a waste to commit too much time to them. You know, I still, even now, like before the monk, you know, the monk is really taking up a lot of my Tibia time and attention now, so I don't really have much time for OT. But before the monk, I would play. The one server I always played was the Igua OTS, the Polish OTS. Every time that started like the new season or whatever, I always checked that out for a couple of weeks at least. But nowadays, I don't really play OTs, and I definitely don't stream them. Do you think legs are a big deal for the monk? I'd reckon if you're gonna tier something like low level, I'd see if you can tier the dwarven legs. The dwarven legs are like very good, all the way up to like level 300. I think you can easily use the dwarven legs until level 300 and not really have to worry about it. If you can afford it. I don't know how much it costs to tier dwarven legs. Probably not too much. It's a level 3 class 3 item, right? So maybe it costs a little bit to tier it, but maybe not too bad. Yeah, they're probably best in slot and mirror. They're probably better than the Jade legs, right? The Jade legs are the only alternative at that level, and they don't really do much against the, you know, mana drain or death damage that there's that we'd like to mitigate in mirror. Obviously, they help a little bit against fire, but just a small part of the damage really at mirror. 14 years sounds like a long-term OT. Did I mention 14 years anywhere? I don't think I said 14 years, but maybe. But yeah, I haven't. I don't know. It's even if they are that there's long-term OTs. I know there are OTs which do last, which have been online for like years and years. But it's still something that's temporary in my mind. Like, it is still at the whim of that owner or whatever. Just shut it down any day. And I don't know. and there's no value to the characters there. Like, I'm sure you can sell them for like a few hundred Tibia coins or something, but it's not really worth anything. So I don't ever like invest emotionally into OTs. Whenever I play an OT, I just assume it's just a bit of fun, and you know, after 2 weeks, I'm basically deleting the character from there, and I gain nothing from it. And that's how I see them. So I don't really play them too often. $10K. You're telling me 10K? There's a $10K OT character. Doubt it. No, then it's stupid. It's some idiot buying it then. And I still don't really believe it. What would you do? Hunt Voltors, 7KK raw +1. As your regular hunt, probably the EXP one. And Voltors, I've never been very much profit oriented, so having a bit of profit is not, a bit more profit, not that nice to me. Like if you are making profit anyway, good profit, which it seems like you are, then I'd rather be going for the more experience, right? If the question was like, do you make 7KK raw and 0 profit versus 6KK raw and 500K profit, I'd probably go for the 500K profit or 6KK raw. But seeing as both places are pretty damn profitable, I would probably choose the one with highest experience. Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically Tipsoft can shut it down, but it's a bit different with it's a business and stuff. I don't know. I'm not open to investing that much time into an OT on my end, so they're casual fun for me. That's how I see them. But again, like I'm not a big OT player in any case. Like I say, I maybe play for like 2 weeks, once a year, twice a year, maybe. Get my fix of like high progression, high paced Tibia. You know, get my tiers, forged tiers cheaply and quickly, which you can't really do in real Tibia. Yeah, it's fun for that kind of stuff, but I prefer long-term investment of Tibia overall. Yeah, learning bosses and mechanics, yeah. Although they're not always like fully one-to-one, but I guess they are pretty close in the majority of cases. Yeah, it's a good a good way of learning some of those mechanics, of course, yeah. I'd like to hit 35, but I think it's going to take too long. It looks like it's about 10 minutes per level. So we got about another 20 minutes, but I'm going to now boost. So it probably won't hit 35. We'll do another level. Let's get 34, and then I'll go on the main monk, and we'll do a bit of hunting in Deathlings. Let me make the claim for Deathlings on the Discord, just so I don't lose it. Hello, why you make of a monk? What is the reason? Because there's only enough stamina. There's only 3 hours of stamina on the main monk that I can use, so just a little bit of extra content when I don't have stamina on my main monk. And we can make a bit of profit on the new server. I think the new server is pretty funny. How do people know? I haven't actually looked into this very much. Do you guys know what's the vocation distribution on the new server? Is it relatively even, or is it like a lot of monks? Because I thought it would be a lot of monks, but I didn't really notice that. On day one, it seemed like there were other vocations as well, but I expected it to be like 80% monks. But I don't think it's turned out that way, has it? No RPs. Not surprised about that. They're not very fun early game, so just replaced by the monk. Is the monk the best vocation now? Definitely best in this level range. Well, from like level 35, 50, their best vocation until like 500, 600. At what level can I hit Deathlings? I don't think I'll have Soulcamass for a bit, so I'm using Cobra Buto. I think you can still probably go at 400. You'll probably still go at 400. It's not going to be quite as great as with the Soulcamass, but they still about the same resistance, right? To Earth as they are to energy. So you're probably still alright. I think at 400 is going to be fine. Maybe even like 350 or so. Because it wasn't super difficult at 400. When I went at 400 with Soulcamass, it was very easy, to be honest. But I don't think the Cobra Bio is all that much weaker at Deathlings than the Soulcamass. You have a little bit less healing, obviously. How new player friendly is Tibia these days? I haven't played since they added Port Hope into the game. If you've had some experience with the game before, then it's fine. I think for an absolute beginner who's never played Tibia, it's not very friendly. But if you've played, even if it was a very long time ago, it's still friendly enough. You'll find your way around. Just take it easy, read about everything, learn about everything, you'll be fine. You got lucky with 2 HP gems. I'm jealous. I mean, I have them now as well, but it took a lot of investment to get them. And yes, it was a massive power boost. It's crazy how much stronger they make you feel. Tier 5 bong. Oh, there's the vocation distribution. Let's see. Druid 9%, Paladin 20%. Pretty high for the Paladin. Sorcerer 10%. Really? Knight 40% and Monk 20%? Really? Why would it be so 40% Knight? That's odd, seeing as they suck on new servers. I'm assuming that's the vocation distribution of the new servers, but those kind of look more like vocation distribution worldwide. Was that vocations everywhere or what? On Kusnier? Really? Why is there so many knights? Monk is a better pasta farmer than the knight, and has more built-in equipment available to him. Maybe people aren't yet aware that familiar with the fact that the monk is going to be the go-to pasta farmer. Forever grateful for the content. Cool, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Monk for new servers are better? Yeah, exactly. I think the monk is better than knight for a new server. For like I don't know, the only thing I can think of why there's more knights would be if people are like creating a bunch of knights to offline train, because maybe that's the meta that people do over on all new servers? Is that like the pattern that people always see, that people just create like loads of knights and then they offline train them to sell them? Maybe people have just done that here as well. It seems weird. Seems weird. I would have definitely expected more monks than knights. Loads of people team hunt. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd be more interested in like a month from now, a month or 2 months from now, to see the distribution of like the top 300 on the new server, because that's going to actually show who's actually actively playing on the server. I'll see. No, there is no such thing as having too high skills. That's a very even top 500 distributions, actually. Interesting. It's different than I thought, to be honest. I really did think people would just go crazy for the monk on the new server. I guess it's interesting and it hasn't quite turned out that way. It looks like they are still in the... Let's have a look. Looks like they're just behind MS for the... the most popular vocation in the top 500. So I guess they are still... And you know what? The monks do scale slower than the MS, right? So if they even with the MS in the top 500, like a week in, when the MS is just so good early game, then they're probably going to catch up and overtake over time. How much you pay for Infernal Claws and upgrade for crit? You remember? No, because they weren't mine. I was just borrowing them. I'm not sure, but they're not like terribly expensive, like 20, 30 KK including the upgrade, I think, something like that. Does shielding even serve a purpose for the monk? It technically helps with damage mitigation with the mitigation modifier. It helps a little bit, but not tremendously. Mitigation is not super impactful. Oh, here we go, level 34. All right, let's clear this level here and let's go back to town and then relog on the main monk. Why are you playing with a noob character? I'm loading stamina on the main one. Anyway, we're going to relog now anyway and burn a boost. It's Deathlings. Just did a 30 minutes here because we had the reward shrine boost on this guy, and I want to reach that 35 soon. But I'm pleased to see people are so eager to watch the main monk in action. For the 5th time, someone's asking about why we're playing on this guy and not on the main monk. Well, your questions have been answered. We're going to relog in a second. When a paladin throws the grenade and then switches from dwarven into blah 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 blah, the grenade explosion is the damage is calculated when it explodes. So there's no point or there's no benefit in wearing Alicorn ring before queuing it. No, it only calculates when it explodes. Yeah, fair enough, Elkirius. That's a healthy approach. Not everyone needs to be racing and comparing and stuff. A much better way to enjoy the game. What is the best minor charm for RP and Fury Oromond? Well, you want Fatal Hold likely on the Nightmares. That's probably the most important one. I don't think all the other ones really matter too much. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I've got 46 minutes of stamina, so it won't be a super efficient. Boost usage, but here we go. Let me pick up a few more potions. I don't think I should be using that many, but when I hunt on stream, I usually sort of blank and I use more potions than I need to. So let me just grab a few more just in case. Generally, I use about 200 per hour here now, but this is another spot that will be zero supply hunt when I get the Sanguine Claw. Pretty close already. Where are you planning to hunt now? I'm going for an hour to Deathlings. Want to finish this. Bit conflicted on my monk. I have 0 charms. Would you unlock low blow level 2 before going for savage blow? Yes, I would. Were you thinking about getting T1 of both or what? No. Get the T2 low blow first. Definitely better. It's much better to have 1 good charm than 2 bad charms. Because usually in most places, either you're hunting like just 1 monster, or you're hunting a 2 spawn monster where there's 1 monster that there's a lot more of than the other one. It's rare that you're hunting a spot where you have like 2 monsters of equal density. Sure, it happens. There are some spots like that, but generally speaking, there's like a main monster where you want to apply the stronger charm on. So it's better to have that T2 low blow before you have both. Hello, Mako. That's a cool emote. Both to stage 2 during rapid. What, 4,000 charm points? If you only have T1 low blow, I don't think you're getting to tier 2 low blow plus savage blow over the course of 1 rapid. Maybe you're gonna play 24 hours a day, in which case I guess it's possible, but good luck. Low blow is better than savage blow. Low blow and savage blow power levels basically the same. I just prefer, if I'm gonna have to choose one or the other, I'm gonna choose low blow because it's a little bit more consistent. You know, it's higher frequency of lower damage to me is generally better than lower chance for higher damage, even if the overall damage is the same. It's more reliable. And also low blow scales better with stuff like the extra crit damage from Solkamas, for example, or the Sanguine Claw, because that crit damage here scales with low blow, but doesn't scale with savage blow, right? 3,400 points. I don't think it's possible, Chico. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many points per hour you think you can get. I mean, maybe 50 points an hour is maybe doable. I don't know, like 50 points an hour on rapid is, I think, a good result. So you're looking at like 70 hours of effort over a weekend. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like 1.5k is like upper limit, I think, of what's doable in a rapid. I'm planning to get like 500, 600, 700 points maybe. Anyway, get a boost, get my equipment going. You're going solo Deathlings, yeah. I mean, I've been hunting here since level 400. It's very good. We can do around 6kk raw here at the moment. Okay, Chico, let me know. I'm gonna be amazed if you get anywhere near that. I'll be amazed if you get 2k points, to be honest. Like, that is 2k points is a lot. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Best of luck. I'll be following your progress with great interest. What have you peaked at Nagas? About 7 KK raw. Charms only. No animus, no praise. I think a little bit more is possible. I think 7-2, 7-3 maybe is doable at Nagas around this level with charms only. With like perfect, you know, pixel perfect play. But that's kind of hard to realistically do. Jinky. Come on, let's go. You have Monk's Charms vid, yep. If you just type in Google Monk's Charm Guide, I am certain that my video will be the first hit. Use green stamina every day on more than one character. No, I just use it on here. I don't have quite that much time to play. I burn green stamina on here, and then if I have a little bit of time left over, then I'll play a little bit more on like a noob character or something. I have like a 90 monk on Nevia as well, and they're now 34 monk on Kusnier. So you know they play them a little bit when I have a little bit of time, but not too much. Generally speaking, burning the green stamina on this guy is basically all I can do in a day, unless I'm having a very sort of easy day with not many responsibilities. Look at around 5.7 raw, can't push it no more, no charms, no soul commands. 5-7 raw with no charms and no soul commands is pretty good. I think when I was hunting there with Cobra BO, I was peaking around 6-2, 6-3 maybe. So if you're doing 5-7, you know, you're not far off, I would say. Soul commands does give a lot at Nagas. Yeah, with charms, you can definitely get over 6. Like I said, I think with charms, I peaked at like 6-3, maybe 6-4 with charms only and the Cobra BO. So that is like about the peak. With no charms, with just Cobra BO and no charms, maybe you can peak around 6. Well, yeah, that you know, again, that is going to require pretty good efficient play though. What vocation is best for duo with a monk? I'd assume an EK. I haven't tested it though. But everything that I know about the monk now seems to lend itself pretty well for a duo with an EK. Hey. Oh, that was enough. Should I keep using Dwarven Armor upgrade at level 125? No, I used the Dwarven Armor until level 250 myself, mostly. I used the Gnomish Cuirass a bit. Like once I felt the spawn, I was hunting was really easy. But generally speaking, the Dwarven Armor is very useful until like level 250. Once you've got the Stoic X-Robe or the Nagatanko, you don't really use the Dwarven Armor again. Or at least I didn't. What would you consider the most important in terms of gear in a monk? All the items are good, but like it's kind of like the EK though. The weapons is what really opens up the respawns, right? So I guess the weapons, right? The Cobra BO, Moonspade, or Lion Claws. That's probably what you really want to be getting. Like all the other gear is very nice as well. Like you know, Mutant Hide Legs or whatever they're called. The Demon Mengu, all very, very good items that you want to get at some point as well. One of the armors, like Nagtanka or Stoic X-Robe, whichever one's more accessible on your server, you also want to get. How much did you pay for the weapon? I paid 6,500 TC or so. Then 2 weeks later, it was going for like 13k TC, and now it seems it's back to around 10k TC. So I managed to get it when it was a very good deal still. Was there any nerf today? Nope. No nerfs. Like I always said, 10th of June. You got 1 week. You got 1 week, guys, and then it's going to be a bloodbath next Tuesday, I have a feeling. I'm probably not going to stream on Tuesday morning because I feel like I'm going to get some dissatisfied customers in chat. You know who you are. The Polak. The... Pietrucha sold this for 15.5. You're joking. No, I thought it dropped down again to 10k TC. Is it up to 15 now? Holy shit. $15.5. What is that now in KK? Like 450? Jesus. Even, hell, it's more than that, isn't it? It's like 550. Jesus. You think I could get to 300 if I get to go hardcore this weekend? What level are you now? Rich. Prophet Charms level or a mix. My goal, personally, at this point, because I'm still bothered about levels, and I have so many like high level monsters available for Bestiary, I'm just going to be doing Bestiaries on monsters that yield reasonable experience. So I'm going to be doing Bestiaries like Ghastly Dragons. I'm going to be doing Bestiaries like Soul Broken Harbingers and Winter Court with the Thanacercises. I'm going to be doing like Elder Worm and Chasm Spawn in Warzone 4. You know, stuff like this. So I'm going to be doing Bestiaries, but not at like foxes and badgers and deers and wolves and whatever, right? I'm going to be doing actual, you know, reasonably strong monster Bestiaries so that I also pick up a few levels, right? So I'm still doing that 3-4 KK roll per hour while doing Bestiaries. That's my goal for the weekend anyway. 573 KK with... Oh my god. That is insane. I did not think they would go that expensive. So I paid... How much did I pay? like 6.5 KTC. It was around 200, and I think I paid 265 KK. So I could resell it now at over twice the price. I want to say tempting, but it's not really, because I do need to use it. It's more worth to me than having a little bit of extra money. But Jesus, 270 around 275 around Friday. Just do what I do then, I think, Chris. Just focus on like some bestiaries that are better during rapid, but still yield, you know, reasonable experience. Yeah, the 40 KTC was already with the, with full best in slot, right? It's like Soul Mass included. That was like a level 380 on one of the servers that didn't sell for 15 KTC, but that one was naked. So the character itself, a 400 monk today, is probably worth around 10 KTC, like naked with nothing else. Less than a Soul Mass. How hard are you going to buy Sanguine claws at 600? Well, I'm hoping to buy them a bit earlier than 600, to be honest. I don't really want to leave until the last minute. But yeah, the Sanguine claws aren't that expensive, or I'm not expecting them to be that expensive anyway, because, you know, a lot more people farm Rotten Blood. There's a lot more supply and a lot less demand for them as well. Like level 400 to 600 is a big jump. There's not going to be anywhere near as many level 600 monks as there are 400. So I don't expect the Sanguine claw to be much more than like 100 KK or so. That's what I'm looking to pay for a Sanguine claw at the moment. If I can get a Sanguine claw for 100 KK, I'll buy one. But I'm not going to pay more for the time being. There's a few available for like 120, 130. I'm personally of the opinion that they're going to drop still, so I'm holding off. If, you know, as I get closer to 600, obviously my price will increase a little bit. There's one for 89 KK. Well, there we go. Thank you, Ginger Waller. I'll keep an eye on it. If it's still available after I finish this stream, I'll pick that up then. That's the thing. It's not that expensive, right? Okay, thank you, Ginger. What is the best attack rotation for a monk against bosses like gold bosses and grave? Interesting that you should ask that. I'm actually planning to record a single target monk rotation short on YouTube that I'll publish tomorrow, because it's kind of hard to explain. But generally, you want to be using chain penance as your like main builder. And then you want to be using the Greater Flurry of Blows as well. But you want to switch out the Flurry of Blows in your rotation with a single target like Devastating Knockout, or is it Forceful Uppercut? Which one's the Forceful Uppercut and the Mystic Repulse as they're off cooldown. And you want to be using the Devastating Knockout as the spender where it's available. The rotation is not super different, to be honest, to the regular one, because Chain Penance is so good and so strong. You're kind of using that as the main ability in both single targets and AoE rotations at the moment. You basically just switch out the Flurry of Blows because that's a weak spell from your single target rotation, and you replace that with a single target spell like Mystic Repulse or Forceful Uppercut. Mazin will probably sell his for about 100 if you ask him. I think I did ask him about 100. Oh no, I asked him and I said that you know, I'll pay like I'm looking for like 100k, I think, and I think he said that his team wants to wait until there's more level 600 monks. They think that it's going to increase in prices. I'm not 100% sure if that's what he said, so don't quote me on it, but I feel like it was along those lines. Like the team doesn't want to sell it yet because they think it's too cheap, something like that. So if Tibia never added cooldowns, do you think people would be way higher level? They would be higher level. Don't know about way. There's still the problem of sustain, right? There's no cooldowns like UEs and stuff. I'm assuming you still mean that there is still the 2-second attack cooldown, but no like 40-second cooldowns. No, of course, be higher level. But there is the problem of like mana
Nie pomrze,
and
a
sustain.
ty chuju pomrze. Kurwa, bober.
Although it probably wouldn't be that big a deal with ultimates. We live to see another day, indeed. We live to see another week, I would say. We live to see another week. Our final week. Any plans for rapid respawn weekend? Yeah, some bestiary that yields good experience as well. We were just talking about that a little bit earlier, that I'm going to be focusing bestiary that also give, you know, some experience. I'm not going to be doing, you know, boring shit like squirrels and wolves and bears. I'm going to be doing, you know, your ghastly dragons and wrap up the Emperor 10. I'm going to be doing your soul broken harbingers on top of winter court. I'm going to be doing that kind of stuff, right? So it's not going to be as efficient as just EXPing, but it'll still give me some experience, right? Right now, I'm doing about 3.5 levels a day. And on rapid, I'm expecting to be making like maybe 2.5 levels a day while doing bestiary. Really hope they don't nerf it to the ground. Of course, me too. But yeah, we'll see. I'm optimistic because so far, you know, with the 2 nerfs, so far they've been fairly reasonable and hands off. So I have relative confidence that they're not going to kill it. Think I'll never find a Cobra BO. Do you think I can hunt Nagas with the Naga Katar? Yeah, of course. Of course you can hunt with it. Like level 300, you're going to be level 300 plus, so of course you can hunt there. It's just going to be a bit harder, but you know, if you know what you're doing, then it's perfectly doable. Calm before the storm, yeah, kind of. But I still, again, I don't think it's going to be such a massive nerf. No more uploading 1.5 KK profit monk for a month. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I think it's too late for going under the radar, I'm afraid. I think we are well on Tipsoft's radar. Have you heard that the Moonspeed currently goes for? I haven't seen one on Mark in ages, so I guess pretty expensive. Yeah, this is the thing about the drop rate of the loot, right? Like in the first few weeks, there were so many monk drops, and now there's nothing. I am genuinely pretty convinced that Tipsoft did indeed tweak the drop rates of the monk gear in the first few weeks. It's too weird how like there were so many Moonspades and stuff dropping. Even though generally Eldritch items are super rare, and yet there were like 3 Moonspades on my server alone in like first week. Something sus, you know? But how much does it go for? I would expect around 100kk. Maybe even a bit more. I think calling this a level 700 spot is a little bit exaggerated. I mean, I think you can hunt here earlier than 700 in other vocations. But yes, I mean, this is a very, very nice spawn for the monk, though. It's the perfect element. Nice density for the monk. But yes, I mean, it's obviously very good. Very good for the monk. What a ridiculous question. After the common nerfs, what level you think it will take to hunt here? Why don't you think twice about that question next time before you ask it? Like, how the hell am I supposed to answer that question without knowing what nerves they do? Come on, dude. At least give me the patch notes, then I'll have an idea. But... Again, I'll repeat myself again. I do not work at Tipsoft, even though many of you seem to think I do. I do not work at Tipsoft, and I do not know exactly what they are planning to do. I haven't needed to purchase any Tibia coins for my monk stuff. It's mostly from my paladin. I sold my paladin equipment and it turned out to be over 1k KK that I had on my paladin, which I wasn't even really aware of. That's how expensive all the equipment on the paladin was. So yeah, so far that's funded everything. And in addition to this, you know, I have a couple of sponsorships around like Tibia Pal and stuff that I get like some Tibia coins for anyway. So, but that all that is sufficient for me to not to have ever to buy any Tibia coins. And anyway, now that I've been playing the monk so much, he makes a ton of profit as well, right? If I'm making 1kk per hour pretty much everywhere, and then that's 3-4kk a day that I'm making, 100kk a month just for playing. And that's probably only going to get better and better. Because you for sure have an idea of what you think will be nerfed. Honestly, but I know you don't know the nerfs. I can see you have a lot of experience with character beat, but she'll be a dick. I don't think I was being that much of a dick. It was just a strangely phrased question. Like I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, I don't expect them to do massive nerfs. I expect them to do small nerfs. Like anything. What if we go by what they've done so far? Then it's going to be like a 2 to 3% nerf. So I don't think it's going to change anything. But I can't possibly know that. If they may go scorched earth and just gut it 20%, in which case it would. I don't know. I don't know what level you could hunt here then. At 400, it was super easy here with the Soul Commands. I don't know how much they would have to nerf it for that not to be the case. I don't think they're going to nerf it enough that it's no longer huntable here, level 400 with Soul Commands. But I think it's still going to be the same recommendation. Charms, I have low blow on the Deathling Scout. I don't yet have the spell singer unlocked. Looks like we're 18 away from having the spell singer as well. Have you tried Infernox? Yes, we did. We did a whole stream hunting Azalon. You can find the VOD. It was a very specific. It was like a video. When was that? Like Friday. So if you go on YouTube and you go into the live tab for the VODs, I think like it's very obvious which stream it was because I just called like Inferno or whatever. Azalon. It was like maybe 4 or 5 streams ago. Was it no? Yeah, it was a silent no cam stream because I was focusing because it was a hard respawn at that level. But yeah, you can still see how it was going and how difficult or easy it was. I didn't think it was too difficult. Like it wasn't. I felt like it wasn't risky. Maybe let's put it that way. It's. I don't really know how to summarize it. Like it's. Okay, put it this way. Azalon, if you don't make mistakes, it's pretty easy. Maybe that's how I would summarize it. Like. The certain respawns, even when you don't make a mistake, it's hard because the monsters can still deal a ton of damage unexpectedly. For example, I don't know, let's say a Savvy Surface, if you're kiting, 30 Goannas and Feral Sphinxes and stuff, even if you don't make a mistake, they do so much damage, you can find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of. you know, at that point, obviously the mistake would be that you overload, right? That you did too big of a pull, and you shouldn't have done that pull. But generally speaking, that's not that much of a mistake, right? That's just playing. In Azalon, like the monster damage is actually surprisingly not that difficult, not that high. Like I never felt like I'm going to die because the monsters deal so much damage. What was the difficult part about hunting Azalon on this level was that it was very intense. Like it was very, very heavy kiting style movement, like constant movement, never stopping for a box, never stopping like at all. And if you made a mistake where you took the wrong step and you got yourself boxed, then you die. So it is very intense and demanding respawn. But you know, if you're on top form, you're playing well, you're not making mistakes, then it wasn't hard. It was easier than something like Cobra Bastion, for example, for me. It was just very intense, and after I finished this stream, I was like, oh, you know, I was really like mentally exhausted just because of how intense the whole hunt was, even if it wasn't necessarily super difficult. I hope that makes sense. It's like difficult through intensity, not difficult through like sheer difficulty of the respawn. Kind of unusual. I guess that may be a monk thing in general. The monk may have a few like such intense places due to the chitin playstyle, which is not so common for like I guess EKs and paladins, which I'm more used to. You know, you do more of this boxing style often. $160 monk and you're wasting every time. Yeah, well at that point you're not profiting yet, right? It's level 200 where I suddenly found myself making crazy profits, right? I finished hunting Grim Reapers and I moved on to like Drake and Wolf, I moved on to War Hyenas, and all of a sudden level 200 you're making like profit everywhere you go. So just, I guess, stick to it until level 200. You're gonna get your destruction weapon then, presumably, and suddenly you are profiting a lot. With the price and availability of Soul Kamas being as they are at the moment, do you think Lion Claws are going to be the go-to for tough energy spawns, even by having a reduced critical hit but with high sustain? I don't know about go-to. I think Inferniarch are going to be the go-to energy weapon if you can't afford Soul Kamas. Of course, the Lion Claws are fine. I don't think there are many respawns where I would actually choose the Lion Claws over the Inferniarch. So say you're level 300. Do you use the Lion Claws over the Inferniarch at like Nagas? Well, ideally use Cobra Bio if you have that. Not sure. I still prefer the Inferniarch, I think. I don't really see what are hard energy spots. I guess maybe if you were going like, well, if you're going team hunting like energy library, then you probably don't need Lion Claws either. Maybe if you wanted to hunt falcons or something like that. I don't know. I think Inferniarch is probably the safer choice. Lion Claws are just cozy and you know, fine weapon. That's what you can get, then get that. But yeah. Oh, looks like we finished the charm for Spellsinger. Now, I'm only going to be here another half an hour, so I guess it doesn't make sense to actually apply a charm on them for now. It's nuts how good this vocation performs solo. Its kit is very nice for solo hunting, especially like this level range, right? If you're not, before you have really dense respawns. When you start hunting dense respawns, it falls off a little bit, but it's still very nice due to its sustain and survivability and damage avoidance through the chitin playstyle. normal Inferno claws are better than Lion claws. They're both fine. Like, it's. I don't want to be given definitive answers to non-definitive questions. You know, it's. I don't want to always give the answer that it depends, but like that is the truth, right? It does depend. Sometimes this one's going to be better. Sometimes this one's going to be better. But personally, like they're so close, it doesn't really matter. Like that's not going to be the difference between you being able or not being able to hunt a respawn, in my opinion. So at this point, like just get whatever you can if you can't afford a Sulker Mass, and it's fine. Can 310 plus monks do this respawn? I don't know. I think you'd struggle at 310. Because you would have to do like permanent kiting style. Problem is at 310 you don't quite have enough damage to really make it work. Because you're going to end up in like a corridor like here where it's kind of, there's a lot of monsters and it's kind of hard to continue kiting at level 310. So you end up in a wall, but if you end up in a wall like here, $5 at level 310, you probably die. I don't know. I think 350 would be the minimum I would consider here. Like it's maybe doable at 310, but hard. Inferno with the permanent Buman is so hard to get. Don't know. I wasn't making it. It was my friend, so I don't know. I think it depends on the server. Like the process of making it is not that hard. You can just ask a friend to do it for you who kills the Arbazilov boss. I think the items are kind of rare, but I think they do exist. It's not like if you were really determined, those items do exist in most servers, I think. You can always transfer them as well. Everything depends. Yeah, I think it's true. It's true. No friends. Unlucky. Then Lion Claws it is. Alright. I won't be coming here again after this refill. Finally got the Bestiary. Next in line is Goannas. I want to finish a Savvy Surface. Not gonna go there still today, but yeah, next few days I'll be trying to finish off Goannas before rapid respawn. Ogre? You mean like the Ogres are savvy? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be good. I think I tried it on the test server and it's not good because the Shamans summon the Goannas and your Chained Penance prioritizes the Goannas and you don't hit that many targets anyway. So it's a pain in the ass. Basically. I don't think it's good. Any place where there's like summons, immediately, is much worse for the monk due to the way Chain Penance logic works on prioritizing high health creatures. Like Grimvale is absolute hell on the monk because of the Warwolf spam from werewolves and just the Chain Penance going for the Warwolves all the time. I tried DP Rush. I think you can do Madness with Kamasta. Yep. I mean, I tried it. I tried it. We had a stream from there as well. When I think that was the first place we tried on level 400 when I got the Kamas. I think we were doing just over 6kk raw. It was good, but it wasn't like insane, you know? I mean, it's insane by other vocation standards, but for the monk, it was just good. I think it was 6-1 raw, maybe 6-2, something like that. Is this vocation mixed paladin and knight or something? Kind of. I don't think it's that similar to a knight though. Not at this level. I think it's more of a mix of paladin and mage. But you know, it's kind of hard to compare the vocations anyway. It's its own vocation, right? It's not quite like anything else, but it's definitely kiting style, which is either paladin or mage, right? But then it does end up boxing a bit, war boxing, which is more paladin style. Looks kind of tanky. It's because it has crazy sustain. It's not actually that tanky. It doesn't have very much damage mitigation on its gear and stuff. It's mostly just because you run around and you avoid a lot of damage, and then you have a lot of healing in the boxes through ultimate spirit potions if needed, and through leeching, and through a passive healing that it has on its abilities, which is built in, a unique mechanic. Its health pool is the same as a paladin. What's the best EXP for level 400 EK at the moment? Well, definitely you can hunt Summercore with an ice weapon and probably do 6.2 around that if you're good with like Spirit Thorn and and Soul Weapon. I don't know if you can hunt like Crypt Wardens and stuff at 400 these days. I think you probably can. I think years ago when I hunted there with like a Lion Plate and Cobra hood, I think I hunted there at level 500. I think with Spirit Thorn you can probably hunt there a bit earlier, like 400. And that's probably 6kk-ish as well. Then you've got like Flimsy Lost Soul and Venore, which are also pretty damn good around that. But you're going to be making bigger profits on the monk compared to the EK at that level for sure. And there's, you know, some better spots as well for the monk. Better than that. You think Tipsoft will double down on Crazy Sustain on Vocation Balance or just remove from Monk? I think more likely to remove. I really think they don't like crazy profit making vocations, and a lot of Sustain just leads itself into a lot of profit making. So in the name of fighting inflation, I think they're probably not going to let it have that much Sustain. I mean, they would have to like absolutely destroy its damage and make it absolutely god-awful for EXPing if they're going to keep it sustain at this level, which again is even worse of an option, I think. Do you recommend Hyena's South -2 to MS 230? Yeah, I think it's gonna be potentially sometimes difficult. Like your health pool is pretty low at that level. But yeah, sure, you can probably try it, and it should be okay as long as you can survive. I believe in you. They will remove ultimate spirits for monk for sure. And that will be enough. Well, not quite, is it? If I'm able to do, you know, no supply hunts. Like, I'm using a lot of potions in this hunt because I'm not focusing very much, but I've still only used 300 potions in 40 minutes. Like, if you remove ultimates and I just drop down to Great Spirits, it doesn't really make any difference for me. And when I hunt here off stream, I can hunt for an hour and with about 100 potions or so. Potions aren't the problem. Potions allow you to hunt some easier respawns, some hard respawns earlier. But once you like reach the right level for the spawn, you just don't use very many potions at all. Hello, Claudine. Let's have a look. Let's read your message. Did they change tips of made to the sustained virtue effect 0 supply hunts? No, it didn't, because I never used the supply, the sustained virtue. I hunted in Virtue of Justice for my 0 supply hunts. It has no impact on the stuff I've been able to do. It theoretically is a small buff to the monk, right? If you were using Virtue of Sustained. I don't think that one is particularly popular though. The only times I use the Virtue of Sustained is if I'm like worried about getting trapped. And so for example, when I was doing Falcon Oberon access and I was running for like Bastion and stuff, I would put my Virtue of Sustain then, so that I had more healing, you know, as I was like running through the Falcons on a level 250 or whatever level it was. And that's about it. That's about it for the Virtue of Sustain that I've been using. So no, it doesn't really change anything. It was just a bit buffed today. You wonder how they will remove UH spam without giving more sustain? I think they will give some more damage mitigation options for the sorcerer. So, you know, maybe they'll improve the debuff aura. You know, that you can either heal or you can reduce the damage of the monsters, right? Same effect. But it's just a different way of doing it. And for the sorcerer, it makes more sense to like curse, right? Like debuff, curse the enemies. That's more in line with what a sorcerer would be doing, I guess. So I think they're more likely to go down that route than healing. How they will do that, we'll see, right? I don't know. You expect Soul and Primal gear lost value a lot in the coming year, for example? No. Soul gear, no. Primal, maybe. Probably not substantially. And the Sanguine gear probably will stay at the same price as well, because it's already pretty cheap. I think Primal gear is probably the one that's most likely to drop in from where it's now a bit more. But you know what? The Primal gear is also fairly reasonably priced, from what I've seen at least. I wouldn't expect like massive price reductions in any gear from the current prices. Maybe Solkamas will drop a bit. Like the Solkamas price is just too obscene at the moment, but it's so good, that's why people want it. Makes sense that people want it, but it's pretty crazy how expensive it is. Is there any way to set the virtue as default? Nope. It always resets to harmony. Sucks, right? Yes, I understand. No, nothing you can do. Tipsoft is just lazy implementation. I reported it on the test server and they were like, no, we're not planning to change it. I hope they will at some point, because yes, it should save. They shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be setting a default. They should just remember the one that you had on and apply that one, right? And like that's obvious. Like that is how it should work. It's very, very obvious, but no, there is no way to do that. Hello, any predictions for update? Well, I don't know if you mean the nerf that's going to be next week, or if you mean the summer update. I'm assuming you mean the summer update, in which case I don't have like any super strong predictions, but one thing that I like is on my mind, I think could be cool, could be possible, is some sort of expansion of the task system, like Grizzly Adams, something along those lines. You know, maybe a modernized Grizzly Adams for 2025, where, you know, it's kind of like hunting task system, prey system, where you get like random monsters to hunt daily for some task point that you can exchange for something. Kind of like a more modernized hunting task point system, something like that, maybe. Obviously, Grizzly Adams is more or less useless these days. You know, it's used to have the shortcut for the boats and to be able to sell the trophies, and that's like the only two uses of him right now. So daily tasks, random for all players. Yeah, something like that, right? That's something I had in mind along those lines. Give you an incentive. For example, oh, maybe you could get like 1,000 boosted kills of a random monster in the game, right? So, we have the boosted creature. Maybe there'll be some task system where, you get every day from this NPC, you get a roll for your own personalized boosted monster. And you have a task to kill 1,000 of those a day, and then the boosted bonus from it disappears, so as not to make it like too broken in case you get something like an Asura or whatever. Something like that, maybe. To give you an incentive to hunt other respawns as well by boosting them in some way and giving you some sort of rewards. Yeah, I think that would be cool. And like anything to give you a reason to leave your main respawn, I think is cool. And I would like to see more of that. Like I really like the praise system. I just roll them every day and I see what I get, and it often influences what I go and hunt. So something along those lines, as like a new task point system or something, I think would be very cool. I would like to see something like that. And I do think Grizzly Adams is a little bit outdated, and there's some room for it to be refreshed, let's say, for 2025. Don't necessarily have to change Grizzly Adams, right? You can just leave Grizzly Adams as is and maybe add a new NPC who works in some sort of similar way. I would like to see something like that. I have no basis for expecting that that's going to happen. The only basis for that that I have is the fact that they tried to shove in hunting task points as a way to reset the charms. They tried to link those together in the winter update, but due to backlash, they backed down. So, it did make me think that maybe they're thinking of like alternate uses of the hunting task point. Maybe they don't think it's enough. So that's why I'm maybe thinking they will add some sort of new quest with like task points, hunting task points, maybe something like that. I mean, that would be cool. I'd like to see that. But yeah, I don't really have any any inside information to really think that is what's going to happen. They nerfed Monk again? Nope. Thank you, Hogux. Probably won't get any more levels today. All right, we've got 10 more minutes of boost, and then we're gonna end. Got a Bestiary entry on the Spellsinger, so we don't really have much more reason to hunt here afterwards. You looted a Cobra BO, congrats! Very lucky. Bet you screamed when you saw that. Very nice. Brain needs a rework to keep adding monster, and we need 2 free rolls a day or something. Yeah, well, I think the praise system itself is fine. I don't see too much need to change it. But I would like some other system around like incentives to hunt other monsters that are not just like necessarily the best for that level range. Like I say, like a personalized boosted monster in some way, I think would be very cool, right? Right now, say like a Crypt Warrior is boosted, and if you're not there at 10 a.m. to book it, it's just booked up for the whole day and you never get to experience it. But if Crypt Warriors aren't boosted, but you get the boosted Crypt Warrior in like your whatever new hunting task system, then you can definitely guarantee you get to go there and you get to enjoy it and make the most of it. And I think that would be very fun. Bestiary and imbuements are 2 of the best things that come to this game. Yep. Oh, imbuements is just power, right? It's character power. They could have done that in many different ways. It's ultimately is just character power. I do like imbuements as well, though, of course. But I do love Bestiary. I think that is probably the feature that has kept me going in the game for way longer than I otherwise would. Dances like Monk on other vocations, yep, sure. I wouldn't expect that to be part of the summer update though. Summer update is content update, not rebalancing update. So changing vocations, I don't think is happening as part of the summer update. If you want stances on the Monk or stuff like the Serene State for solo hunting on other vocations, You're not going to see that until like an autumn or spring rebalance. So don't expect that. That's not coming as part of summer update. It's just not how they do updates.
Been around the world, been to many places, and I've seen beautiful faces. And sometimes I get lost, wishing I could have everything, but everything is nothing without you. I'll be so incomplete. Oh. So beautiful when you ride here with me. You make everything okay. Feels like paradise when you hear. You make
70 KK on DR. It's crazy how expensive those weapons are, man. I'm so glad I got so lucky getting all my items early on before the prices shot up like mad. Is there a way to train movement? I am scared to go hard respawn, but I have to take a few mobs at once. I just mostly kill one by one. Nothing that comes to my mind. I guess you could try a low stakes environment like an open Tibia server. It's not a bad way of learning to play the game, right? Just go for find some high rates real Tibia OT server to get yourself to level 5, 600, whatever you are in real Tibia. And go practice there just real quick and some respawns. Generally, that's a pretty good way of getting a feel for a respawn. It's not going to be a one-to-one match, usually, especially with the monster power. Should give you a little bit of confidence, though, the general feel of the respawn, maybe. Have you tested Monk in Team Hunts? No, I haven't. I don't really play Team Hunts. And yes, I think the Monk is generally a secondary healer. It's not going to be a lot of Monk being the primary healer. I think the Monk is just an alternative damage dealer with a little bit of healing capabilities. That's how you should see him. He's basically like an alternative to the Monk, or sorry, he's an alternative to the Sorcerer or the Paladin, but also can throw in a heal now and then. Dirty Team Hunters, I know. I know exactly. Cheating the game. You should play it solo like a real man. Just you versus the monsters. Peak efficiency. It's amazing to have 450 level and get 1 KK profit per hour. Yeah, I guess this is on the lower end actually for the profit, to be honest. Like, there are multiple places where I'm doing like 1.5 KK profit. Just today, I did 1.6 KK profit an hour at Winter Court. I can do about 1.5 KK profit at Oskayat. I can do about 1.7 KK profit at Bashmuz. About 1.3, 4 on Warzone 5. Yeah, hell, even like Asura Mirror, I did like 1.3 because I didn't have to use any supplies. Yeah, the Monk is very, very profitable. This is something that, like, it's still kind of unappreciated, I think. Yeah, obviously the Monk is super strong and does loads of experience, and that's great, but people tend to fixate on that a little bit. Whereas the profit that he can make is even crazier than the experience he can make compared to other vocations, in my opinion. Ah, thank you, Ginger. 89 KK. Yeah, I do want. Thank you very much. Well, I guess I have Sanguine Claws now. Very nice. Which profession is better at 450? Monk? Oh yeah, at 450 the monk is by far the strongest. Overall. I still expect that to be the case all the way through to like level 600-700. The question is, when does Paladin become better than the monk? And it's hard to answer because I haven't yet got to that level. But yeah, my feeling is probably around 700 is where like the graphs of power like intersect, and you know, and Paladin probably starts taking over. Siema.
To know.
6KK rule. There we go. Oh. I'm gonna have to drop off in a minute, Ginger. I'm not sure we'll be able to finalize the deal straight after the stream, but I'll reach out to you this evening and we'll sort it out. Thank you. That is a good deal. 90KK Sanguine Claw. That is exactly the sort of deal I've been waiting for. All right. Are we finished? Yeah, we finished. Look, we finished stamina, finished the boost. I'm probably done with EXPing today. Maybe I'll play like another half hour this evening or something once I regen a bit more stamina. Maybe we'll just do a bit of bestiary hunting or something this evening. I've got a very busy day at the office tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna be at the office like all day tomorrow until the evening. So I can burn some stamina today for sure. Well, I'll have a lot of time to regen it. I'm about to hit level 180. Is the bandana better than coned hat? The 6-point chain penis is so nice. If you're using the virtue of justice and you are using the free chain penance rotation, which I guess you are, I would say the coned hat from level 70 is actually better. Now, let's quickly sell the loot from Deathlings because I just finished the Bestiary, so I'm not going to be coming here again. Getting ready for that double skill, you know. I need my money for the double skill. Planning to burn quite a lot of exercise fists. What do we have now? We have 101 plus 4 loyalty, so we have 105 skill now. Hopefully we'll get to 110-ish. Yeah, it does look like the monk will be a pasta farmer for sure. Yes, it does definitely seem like it's the best vocation to make profit with. I agree. Do you know if I can skip the Pits of Inferno Shrine and collect the next one if I have a proper level? I haven't tried, but I believe you can. Oh, you know, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Has anyone tried it? Can you skip shrines and pick up the rewards from the next one? I feel like you can, but I don't know. Can't. You have to be in order. Okay, someone in Twitch chat saying you can't. So yeah, maybe you do need to do the Pits of Inferno first. I haven't checked it. I'm not 100% confirmed on it. But yeah, maybe you do need to do it in order. All right. So we had about 3kk loot from like the past 3 levels of Deathlings. Very nice. All right, I will be dropping any second now. Any more questions? Shoot now. I'll answer a couple, and then I have to drop. Can't skip shrines. Okay. All right. Can't skip the shrine then. Unlucky. Yeah, I'm using triple penance rotation before the nerf it to Oblivion. Yeah, in that case, make sure to. I think the cone that in that case, I think the level 70 helmet is better. Like this thing is so freaking good for a free level 70 item that you get from a shrine. It's so good. I do think this is probably better than the level 180 helmet, right? The bandana thingy. Unless you need the energy for some reason. Like it's with the imbuement, it's +5 fist overall versus the 6% chain penance damage. I think the chain penance damage is better than 5 extra fist, but it's close. But basically, I wouldn't really worry about it. I would just if it's because it's so close, it's cheaper to use the coned helmet. It's cheaper itself. You don't need to spend 6kk to buy an item that's basically not really an upgrade, right? So what's the point? Anyway, how does mantra work exactly? It's just a flat damage reduction to elemental damage. So fire, ice, energy, and earth. It's just flat damage reduction. If you have 50 mantra and you get hit for 500 earth damage, then you take 450 damage. Simple. All right. Who's streaming? Did not play yet, Monk, but seems similar to Rogue from WoW when it comes to combo points. Yeah, that's a similar idea. I bet they took it from there. Yes, indeed. Check Discord when you can. Yeah, I'll check in a second. I'm just about to finish the stream. Let's raid someone. I'm just having a look for who's online. I think we're probably gonna raid Avalanche, I guess. I've just checked him out. I see he's shaved his head. I don't think I'll be doing a head shaving challenge. I'm sorry. I don't think my wife will let me, but he looks quite funny. Hello, Kato. I'm just about to finish though. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I do have to drop off and look after the kids. They'll get back any minute. So thanks everybody for watching. I think we won't have a stream tomorrow. Like I mentioned, I have a busy day tomorrow at work, like a long time at the office. I'll probably skip it tomorrow. But we'll be back on Thursday, and on Friday I have a day off work. So rapid respawn Friday. Should be streaming majority of the day, so hopefully a longer stream then. Hopefully to see you all there. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time, and let's say hello to Avalanche. He does look funny after his head shaving. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye-bye.